I don't know. I don't have all that much in way of air defense. But it would be nice to fill that out. They do have at least protection from a lot of things with these guys in here, so okay, maybe not the end of the day. Maybe not the worst thing in the world. Probably going to get it shot down, but we'll see. I may want to move up these forces here. But let's go ahead and just do a quick test. So 12, for example. 12's enough. 12's fine. I'm going to keep them based out here. I do have at least some more mean defenses out here, which is at least something. Alright. I probably want to cover my ships over here, in fairness. But covering the ships is not a bad thing, because I can cover the ships and actually cover this area to a degree, so it's not too bad. But I would need to have electronic warfare, so bringing out the fleet, naval assets, wouldn't be a bad thing. Naval reconnaissance, yep. These ones need to go elsewhere. This guy I probably want to move up, but again it comes in handy. Okay, what we're looking at there? 9. Okay. These guys are pretty weak. I do have good air defense there, though. I don't have an airfield here, though. That's the problem. These guys somewhat beaten up. These guys are great. Right, okay. I want to defend this area. Defending here covers quite a lot, actually, so I place a group here. That'll cover us pretty nicely. And again, I'm going to take the helicopters back. They have been beaten a little bit. That's 4. There's 5 over there. Shame helicopters don't use roads. Could have them moved to Rostock, in fairness. But again, I do like a more central position. It does give me flexibility then to use them. Having another airfield closer to the front would be great. Like, when I can use Fastberg, then Fastberg is going to be quite good for me. Because there's not that many airfields here. There's just this one. Of course, there's airfields. Granted, there's an airfield here. So when I get that, that'd be useful. But yeah, I need to take the airfields. So... we'll go... we'll go here then. It's relatively central. Polish obviously have to go elsewhere, so they can go to Rostock. Alright. Over here might be okay, but I'd probably have them here. Right, have them... Yeah, they're in the airfield. I do like seeing the actual garrisons that you have here. Hmm. That's pretty cool. These guys put up a hell of a punch. Sorry, put up a hell of a fight. Which is what we found out over here. Alright, that's it. Seeding that, okay. So, a strong group. If anything, if I have a group here, that does cover quite a lot. Not perfectly, of course. If I have it here, then it covers everybody here, but again, it's like 2 stacks then. And I probably have the means to do that. I probably should bring this up. Granted, it can't move very far. Can almost make it to where I need it. So that's not for now. And in fairness, it's a little outside. So what I'll do is I'll move it here. And interestingly enough, that would work well with helicopters. That's a very interesting thing. They could really mass a lot of helicopters in there. That's interesting. I'll think about that more. So we've got here 14. With one of these guys in here, that brings that down, of course. Also means I can add the cover over here, which is great. So... it's just a thing being weird. That's weird. I should be in here. I don't know why it's not letting me in there. How you doing there, Mike? Good to have you, my man. How are you doing? There might be like a little bug there. Yeah, it seems to be some little bug. So it's not having it for some reason. Okay. Don't know why it's not having it there, but that's a bit of a pain in the ass. So maybe just have to go for the original plan then. A bit of a pain. But not the end of the world. Okay. Definitely a bit of a pain in the ass though. I don't like these being here. Might as well just move them here. So I want to have another one here. And to be fair, that wouldn't be a bad thing, having these guys next to each other. Then at least he can attack them, but it's going to be potentially intercepted in a number of ways. Then it does mean that this guy may suffer, but I've got power here to probably get that, so it's not too bad. Some of these guys do need some rest, but no rest for the wickedly covered. Still okay. Okay, it's going to be a pain in the ass. That's a pain in the ass. I don't know why it's doing that. That does complicate things greatly. Yep, that complicates things. Guess we'll have to go for that. I don't really have a choice on that one. There's a lot of helicopters. And again, I don't like them being undefended, but okay. I may have to use some of these fighter bombers in fairness. But we'll try and avoid that. Would be interesting. To be fair, that's not a bad idea, because at least I do have solid cover there. Wouldn't hurt. Does mean that they're quite exposed, but I can place in another electronic warfare in there, perhaps. Like that. And that, and then at least it's a little bit more in the way of air cover, but also, importantly, they can absorb more, so. And that'll also lend a little bit more to the ground strength. Not much, but at least it's something. I don't have perfect things right now, because I need to recover a lot of stuff. And we need to cover here. I can't cover everything, really cannot. So we have to be quite picky about what cover here. Right. I also need cover aircraft, so. These guys are looking worse for wear. That one's okay, in fact. Oh, excellent. I really needed that. Oh, I really did need that. Okay, that's really good. That gives me something from the Belarus sector there. So where do I want to have that placed? Is the question. That I can cover with forces here. It's not a big deal. The force itself should actually have pretty damn good air cover. Yeah, these are like 5s. Good division here. Yeah, obviously these guys here. They've got air defense. So I can play something over there and it's going to have a good shot at things. Though, I think when I cover that, what I probably want to go ahead and do is likely cover it from here, like have things positioned here. Which, again, is not perfect because it means that he can like trick me, but it means at least I can put cover over here and here. And it kinda... Because if I put it here, it's a little wasted, because if he goes in there and engages me, okay. But he has to be in ground battle for him to do that, so I don't really need them over them because they have their own defenses. Whereas here, it kind of makes it difficult for him because it means that there's like a bit of a web here. He can obviously go around it, but it's not easy for him. It's like what we had to do is we had to kind of headbutt into these things. So set a mission up over here, then, and it covers these guys. Also makes it a little bit more difficult over here. They'll suffer at least some losses, perhaps. So at least that's something. These guys are not in the best shape, though. But at least there's some cover over here as well. So that's something. Not like I have an amazing amount of strength, really. Right, I can kind of do the same thing here. Not as well, but I don't have a lot of stuff to work with. If I could go there, that would be better, but I can't. Unless I don't bring the German air, which is not great. So I suspended these guys, which is not exactly ideal. So I think I need to just commit to it for now. Need to recover forces, in fairness. Nato. These guys are probably going to get treated, but again, not much I can do about it. This bomber needs to go elsewhere, as do they. Good news is it shouldn't take long now for us to actually finish this off. I just can't afford to cover everywhere. Not super strong anyway. Could use those bombers against here then if I wanted to. By fighter bombers, I should say. It'd be nice to have a little cover here, I must admit. There's a lot of fighters that can do it, it's just having something that can cover the fighters. But then again, they're in defensive positions, the train works for them, even here it works for them, even here, and there's obviously ground defenses too, so okay, maybe this area doesn't really need it. This is just mass cut-off curve, this is actually open. But there's forces here and here. If he goes in deep, but again, he has to go through these guys. So where do I want to cover? Is the question. And I can form like a good group around this, so that's good. It may be wise to cover this area, and I think it probably is because I have the Czechs and they're quite vulnerable, to say the least. Can handle 14 then, okay. Just 3 more there, so I'll grab another group, why not? Alright, okay. So that fairly strongly protects out here. If only they had a little bit more room to maneuver there. But it is what it is. Is there anything else out here? Not particularly. Oh. Isn't that just... That's perfect. That's really perfect, okay. Oh, that's great. That's even better than having another fighter unit in there. Because, like, sure, being able to deal damage is great, but being able to solve damage is even better. We managed to take out a number of his electric warfare units, so he doesn't have as many as he would normally. And that's not due to him making a mistake. It's just really due to us just not knowing the game so well right now. I may just put the assets in here and concentrate them. So I can put a lot of air power here, so maybe make that. Because they don't really have cover. So maybe making it especially dangerous for them to like just come out might be a good idea. Something about that province that's weird. Little weird things that need to get ironed out. I'll have to let the developer know about that. Yeah, things are going to hurt like hell next time. Some of you may be wondering why I still have these poles out here, and truth of this matter is really I can't just leave it open. If I leave it open, it can come in here like willy-nilly, and that's probably still going to happen, but at least this way it does mean that it can't just go deep into Shrike, potentially at certain airfields or certain positions here in Poland. Yeah. Still got these fighters over here, actually. I may just move them up over here. Okay. This ain't perfect by any means. Really isn't, but at least it's something. And at least we have our assets, well, protected at least. So I do need to recover a number of them. This one was especially important over here. Yeah. And I need to retain my bombers. I need to basically keep air power. So, I'm reasonably satisfied with this. You can tell which units are going to be recovered. Oh, I actually do have two over here. Interesting. And I can move them over here. That'd be great, in fact. That would actually be amazing. So I could move that out and it actually be relatively effective now. Granted, though, there's a huge amount of air power here, so... do I take some stuff out? Reasonably, I can actually do that reasonably. Like that, and that. And then move these guys here. And that covers that. Okay, cool. Got everything. Did I put one forward? Or do I maintain? I think I keep here because that protects a lot. This is already covered. But it does help to actually fix some chinks because they can't just move. Even though right now there's still not a gap. There's not a gap. There's a gap obviously over here, but again, there's... but at least they kind of covered. This is not really covered. But again, they do have air defense. So, it is what it is. They do have the rough terrain to help them though, so at least that's something. Alright. Really, I need to recover these forces. Maybe I just move these guys over, like, not here. I guess there. Okay. Yeah, well, we'll go with that. Okay. Doesn't satisfy everything. I'm not covering everybody as well as I possibly could. But at the end of the day, I can't, so we'll go with that. So, yeah. Now going to replacements, okay. Priority really is Air Force. I have a lot of replacements, so that's okay. Recovering Berlin wouldn't be a bad thing either. Covering these guys wouldn't be a bad thing. Oh, these guys are actually pretty cheap. That's not so cheap. But it does keep them alive. I don't know, man. These guys will absorb a lot. They're safe, or relatively safe where they are right now. I do have enough units in the field to cover my guys, so it's not a pressing need right now. I do need fighters. Good fighters, too. And I need to recover my ground forces. So, certain things have to be prioritized. Recovering these guys wouldn't be a bad thing, because these guys are actually pretty damn mobile, and they've got okay stats. Right, let's recover air power first. Next up after that is really like air defenses and things. I also want to cover the superior stuff. Helicopters I need to keep up there. We do have a lot of replacements, in fairness. Right, I'm not going to have replacements for the entirety of the game, so I do need to spend them at least somewhat wisely. Yeah, those Germans really took a bit of a beating there. Which is a bit of a shame. Should not have assaulted. These defenses I need to keep. Right, Hungarians. Right, okay. So we've spent a few already. Now I'll move towards like ground forces and things. How much is that? Oh, okay, it's not too bad. That's a lot just to recover one, I must admit. These guys are expensive to recover. Like, so I'm spending 2 replacements there just to recover 1 point of strength. They are luxury. These reconnaissance units are very useful in fairness. Like, that's super easy to replace. These guys very cheap to replace, in fact. Fire bombs can manage. Oh, okay, here we are. That's an expensive group, but definitely worth doing. You can see how quickly these points will run out. I'm not going to recover bombers. I have a lot of bombers. I'm not recovering... wow, these Hungarians replace easy. Thank God they do. I need things that could fight. Alright, okay. I'm going to go with that. So, we've recovered what we can. Oh, besides these guys, which I missed. Oh, yeah, these are Hungarians. That does at least leave me points for next turn, which is good. That cost me a lot. These guys are too expensive for it. Granted, it would be good, don't get me wrong. I don't know what bunker means. What does bunker mean? Oh, it means in a trench right now, I think. Okay. Don't get me wrong, it would be nice. It would be. I just can't afford it. It's a lot of points to spend on not that much. Oh, I almost missed you. Alright. Like, these guys are great. Really nice to replace. Makes such a big difference there. Alright, we'll go with that then. So, missiles are fired at command centers and logistical depots. Target NATO land stack. Ooh, I can actually choose 2 MP this turn. Wow, which one do I want to use that on? I can't choose any though, unfortunately. 1 to 2 affected stacks. That one's interesting. Sure, I can't do it down here. Shame I can't get that bloody stack as well. That's probably the best one though I can get. Elsewhere, if I could get that stat, that'd be nice. That's a decent amount of units, I think. I'm not sure. That's a small stack. It would be useful to try and prevent them from escaping, I must admit. Because at the end of the day, like, there's a bit of a double-edged sword to this, because it's like, the units that he has on the front line, okay, they take up space, and if they're not great, or they're degraded, or they're just not as what he'd prefer in that province, he has to manage that, he has to move them. That's a nice thing to bear in mind. If I have replacements like that, I mean, these guys will come in and smash these guys, no problemo. They don't have a leader, though. I think here will cause problems. I was thinking about having over here as well. And maybe I do. Maybe I do. Oh, maybe I do. These guys don't have that far that they can go. They're either going to go into combat or they're going to move here. But if I can prevent these forces from moving as easily into position, that's not bad. That's like 2, maybe large stacks, or decent stacks of like Soviet units. Soviet units, I wish it was Soviet units. West German. That's not bad. Yeah, that makes more sense, because at the end of the day, like, there's a lot of roads in that area. If I can at least prevent them from moving as easily, that's not a bad thing. Because they could then move as reactionary. Alright, we'll go with that. Right, okay. And that is going to conclude the turn. So, we'll see how things go. We have 90 replacements left. We spent a lot of replacements, I must admit. But, we're okay. We'll see what happens. Now, he has 62 replacements right now. Obviously, he's going to get more. So, I forget what we had when we began, but I think you gain like a big lump sum of replacements to begin with. These replacements are worth a lot. They really are. He's got 30 cash at least right now. We've got 100, which makes at least some difference. 6 cards. He's got 5 cards, but he'll get more. It looks like we did actually cause some real damage to the Royal Air Force there. They went, usually they're around about 24, but they're at 22 at the moment. US Air Force, I'm not too sure. I think it caused some damage there. Yeah, we'll see. We're going to ship it, so thanks for watching, guys. Take care. And if you are enjoying the series, do let me know. Do follow here on Twitch, that'd be much appreciated. Let me know what other games you'd like to see too. But I will be doing a second play by email with SD League. He's on YouTube, so check him out. Steel Division League, SD League is what his channel name actually is. He's a great guy. He has boundless energy. I can't believe he can put out as much content as he does. I frankly have the energy of, like, I don't know, like a crocodile. I've got like bursts of energy just to lay in the sun all day and that sort of thing, really. Yeah. That'd be much appreciated. And to those of you on YouTube, you're looking handsome. Yeah, take care. Till next time. Thank you, and goodbye. So I'll press this over here. And then I'll send it over to Alex. Take care, guys. Till next time.